Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Ali Madad. I thought over the truth about my religion and the religion of monotheists. So there are things I'm going to say. I hope I do not offend any innocent person and the believers, sincere people, and I don't hurt anyone's feelings except the disbelievers whose feelings would be hurt anyways, whether I say anything or I don't say anything. Firstly, I'd like to correct myself, the English word. It's not unreligious, it's irreligious. The irreligious companies. And I was thinking of the companies, surah companies in the Quran. What are the religious companies and what are the irreligious companies? About the monotheist religion, Abrahamic religion, I've wondered why some people have stopped at Moses and have not accepted Jesus, and some people have stopped at Jesus, not accepting Prophet Muhammad. So it's not like the Hindu religion, tradition, science. There are three gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. And even though they're more inclined to, there's Shivaism, there's Vishnuism, and there's Brahmaism. But they coordinate and cooperate with each other. I guess because their land is one, Bharat. So please forgive me for my lack of knowledge, but whatever I have thought of on the path of the truth seeker. And what's all this about monotheists not accepting another, but yet they can live in harmony with each other. And the thing was that we were told in the Quran also perhaps that every messenger before has foretold of a messenger who would come after him. So how come the monotheists have missed this point? So I wonder at that, and I'm going to leave that for us all to research on and find out why we have failed to miss the messenger who would come later. And so let's say if we're from the Jews, we've remained Jewish and not accepted Christ. So why did we fail to do this? Now this is, for me, it is something I can't, it's unacceptable, but I just need to understand why. And I have failed to understand why. But when it comes to Imam Hussein and Karbala, today I feel we need him and his followers and friends to overcome this challenge of a lifetime. It's a really big challenge to overcome and to face this problem of disunity, killing, riots, uprising. So against these Illuminati, terrorist American masterminds, Israel's masterminds, and I don't know, are there any Palestinian masterminds? If there are, then they should be with me, I think. Marianne Williamson with her Israeli tanks hiding in America and coming to Karachi American School and attacking us on our land. So they've done me a lot of harm, and I'm so shocked because saying Ya Ali and not being able to get up, like my engine is seized in this breakdown, and the headaches and things I can't explain, but I'm unable to get up at times. So I need help from people who are like the 72 martyrs, 71 of Karbala, and the ladies who gave their children. Although very reluctantly I'm saying this because I don't want to see anyone's house being in sorrow or losing a loved one. So I've been praying here and trying to think and plan how to stop these Illuminatis and terrorists of America and Israel. And I can't find another way but to call on God for the 72 martyrs who would help me, notwithstanding their life here, greed, wanting more and more for their children. So we need to save the world, right? Stop these people from doing more and more harm to us and keeping us in this capitalist system, earning work, career, job, better car, better house, better and better. But you see, we have to wake up now, because what happened in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, we cannot fight for ourselves with a better car, better and better house. I know a Syrian here who lost her house in just a few seconds or something. It was broken down. And she has told me that it's not Assad. We were living peacefully. It's the outsiders who have done this to us. So it's not Mr. Assad. And you see, we can here think of a better and better house for our children's future, and God forbid, before we know it, the house that we live in could come down. So what is urgent now? We must not neglect or avoid. What's urgent now? It's our education. 72 martyrs of Karbala didn't have that education. And if today you ask Syria what they need, do they need education? Do they need immediate relief and food, shelter, basic necessities of life? So I'm thinking of how to stop this madness of American, Western, Israel terrorism. Actually, this Marianne Williamson has a background, Jewish background. And so I don't think any Christian would harm me, ever. Neither would they harm Ms. Dessa, because she was a Catholic Christian. And no real Jew is going to harm me. And we need to get up now and stop this. Education will come later. And we won't have any life to build on, any quality of life. You see how much Hazir Imam has tried in Pakistan, but it hasn't worked. He's trying, he's humanitarian, he's trying his best to uplift the lives of those who have fallen, to pick them up, but we need to do something else now. We need to stop this madness of Marianne Williamson type Americans with a Jewish background. And I don't know which background Mr. Horton was from. I don't know which background Dr. Todd was from. And Dr. Webster. But as for this mariner who came later, Jay Elliott, he told me that he's half Lebanese. His mother or something, someone, and probably they had broken down Beirut. It's really, I can't speak about this. It really makes me very angry. There are children dying in poverty in India, Africa, and what do these Americans, rich people, want? They just cannot do this to our poor people. They will not succeed. Again, I'm becoming emotional because it's very emotional for me. These greedy people need to be stopped. This madness of theirs has to stop. You can't have the space for yourselves by killing other people. You will not succeed here, living long. Even if you live long here in your comforts and your luxuries, by depriving other people, how far will you go? As there is a sun that comes out in the morning, so is there a hell. And today I remembered this prayer of my night tahajjud, night prayers at midnight and after. O Allah, make me to enter a goodly entry and make me to go forth a good going forth, and grant me from near thee power to assist me and others. Ameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. What Marianne Williamson did to me and my house. Just think, if I had the power, would I do the same thing to Marianne and her daughter now? I mean, I have been thinking about it. If I had an army and sent my spies to America, I've had to think about it because a lot of damage she's done to me and my house, my poor mother. Such a great mother my mother was. Such a good-hearted, sweet person. She was a sweet friend to her friends. She was genuine. So I was blessed with a great mother who was genuinely sweet and kind with her friends and loving. And she got married according to the Islamic principles. And she loved to learn, so in London she even went for hairdressing, but she made sure that she was there in the morning for us, for our breakfast, and saying goodbye to us at the doorstep while we went to college, so lovingly waving to us with a smile, so beautiful. And then she went for her hairdressing course. She was eager to learn things, and she loved to teach people and wanted to see people prosper, be educated. She wasn't at all jealous of other people's happiness. When she, without her husband, saw couples together happy, she would appreciate that so much in them. And God says in the Quran, it is incumbent on us to help the believers. And another thing about our believers is that we believe that precaution is better than cure. So we have to practice, bring it into practice. And what we do is, for example, if our religion says adultery is bad, it will ruin the society, then we take precautions. We get married. We don't do adultery. So this is one of the great things of believers, that they take precautions. And they want a better society, better people, prospering, and all that. I don't know if I'm able to express myself, sorry. And I'm jumping from one topic to another because this time I have is very limited, and I need to upload the video. And because of my condition, I'm quite restless and all that. I'm eager to see the good people prosper. I want my message to go through. I hope our prayers are answered for once and for all. I don't know where our prayers were going. Even my therapist was asking where our prayers were going, where her prayers were going for me, and my prayers for myself, and my aunt, and my mother, and my father, and my family's prayers for me. So it's something. Where are our prayers going? I see Marianne Williamson praying on her page, and nothing is helping me but Facebook, and I'm much grateful for Facebook and the internet. I think this was a miracle of Mother Mary that I got the internet, so I could work through worldwide at home, sitting at home. And so I'm much grateful to Mother Mary, Bibi Maryam, Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, and God, and her intercession in my life and her presence in my life. And about the 72 martyrs, I really need sincere people, brave-hearted, who would not sell themselves short to this world, because right now the world needs them. Such people to come up and help us and stop this American madness, Westerner madness, Marianne Williamson madness, Matthew madness. And if there was a true educational institution, they would stand up for Ms. Desa against Karachi American School and, tell the Karachi American School off. What were you doing? How could you do this? Sell yourself to Marianne Williamson and Matthew. I mean, against two innocent people, i.e., myself and Miss Desa. They say that justice delayed is justice denied. The educational institutions, I hope they see they have this responsibility to stand up against Karachi American School's wrongdoing, injustice in 1983, carried out in action now. Fraud, criminals, Karachi American School. The cowards like Mr. Horton and Dr. Todd and Matthew, who are hiding now, and Dr. Webster, should they not be accountable? And this Marianne Williamson and Matthew, Americans, have come in our land, on our land, to do great injustice to us. They're using their jurisdiction. It's out of their jurisdiction to come in our land, on our land, do this to us and get away so easily, and get away and go back to America doing God knows what there. I'm sorry, but this is just not acceptable to the Muslims, to believers, to humanitarian people. What we have spent years for our children, making things, making their character, disciplining them, like my mother did with me. On one hand, she was very strict, on the other, very loving. So that balance that I saw in her, I really appreciate that. You can discipline a child, you can be strict and firm with them if you really love them. This is unconditional love. This is pure love, not the unconditional love that the Westerners have been distorting, saying they want mercy no matter what they do. No matter who they harm, who they deprive, who they kill, who they torture, they want us to believe in their unconditional love, which is distorted, which is for the criminals. Only God can do that, love the criminals. He's given them respite, time to change themselves and earn heaven, not hell. So this comes in God's unconditional love for all his beings created. And there's a saying in the Bible, it's in the Gospel, New Testament. Jesus told his disciples that when the Master will come, and if he finds his servant disobedient, servant of God, that's in our Islam. We say we are servants of God. So if he finds his servant disobedient to his master, he'll cut them into pieces. Very few Christians quote this. We've got to see overall what Jesus has said, and everything we have to consider and take into account. And in the Corinthian, love definitely does not delight in evil. So I'm disabled here to do any social work for any positive thing, to meet life in a positive way, to help my fellow humans. But I can record my messages and talks and send them out. Maybe, just maybe, your souls may be touched by it, and we could take a positive action from here, an insightful, a real, actual action with pure awareness. The I am of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam's Allah, God. To be able to go to that Pharaoh, or not that Pharaoh, but the Pharaoh of our time today, and give that Pharaoh a warning now that God's wrath is going to come on you. I have spoken gently. I've done what I could in a gentle manner, but it hasn't worked. I've been friends with their spy, Saima Peer. As a friend, I did my best, and even she, as she went to Canada, back to Canada from Karachi after her A-levels, she wrote to me that she's never seen a friend like me. And in Canada, she was telling me about the fakeness and the artificiality, superficial people. I mean, she was talking about how they put colored eye lenses, and it's superficial over there, and she's had a cultural shock going back after just 4 years being in Karachi from Canada, and then going back. She still had a cultural shock going back to Canada, where she has lived most of her life. And recently, when we were meeting here in Dubai, and on emails, keeping touch on phone messages too, text messages. She wrote to me, or she told me, yeah, but you don't even give an inch to your siblings and your family. She wrote in anger, and I could see that there's no justice in her anger. When you see, we say that if you're not mad, right? You're telling us that we are mad. She has recently been saying that I'm mad, and even more madder than the mad person who told me or who gave me a sign against her. So in her anger is not justified. How can she do justice to a friend? Imam Ali alayhi salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, says, if you want to test the sincerity of your friend, you get that person angry and see how they treat you and what they say. So this Saima Peer, whom I helped in Center for Advanced Studies, then St. Michael's for a year, I was with her. I gave her my friendship, and I did my best to keep her happy in Karachi, as her father had told me. And when I was normal, I would never blame someone like this unnecessarily. I would speak the truth, why I was angry, and I would never lie against them or exaggerate or say things like the way Saima Peer has told me and blame me for, because she doesn't know and she doesn't need to know what I have done for my own family. I'm being prompted by this good force to say, I don't want to say it, I'm reluctant, I don't have to say this thing. But I just need to recall what I have, the love I have for my brothers and sister and my family, and putting my life at stake, and my father and my aunt, when we went somewhere and there were bullets being shot and we were taking someone somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to end now. Thank you so much for being here. God reward you in the best possible way, as He does and is capable of unlimited blessings, possibilities. Thanks to Dr. Chopra for bringing this in, that so much is unlimited potentials, potencies in creations, in every sand, in every land, in every being, in every existence, in every creation. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.